Hey kids, I thought I would do something completely different today. So I'm having dinner. Mmm. These are, Mike C bought these for me, Italian sausages, sweet Italian sausages. So I'm going to have dinner this evening. I'm going to have some sausage, peppers, and onions. Now I've not eaten anything today. I had very little to eat yesterday. And so I'm going to make a bunch. I don't know how well it's going to hold up or last, but I know this isn't going to go another day. So I thought I'd make a bunch. Now I'm going to have trouble reading the chat while I'm doing this, so you guys are just going to have to kind of bear with me a little bit. That's 3. Let's go ahead and get number 4 in there. Whatever I don't eat, I'm sure the dog's going to make quick work of. Couldn't be a more simple recipe. Oh, for Christ's sake, come off there. Sausage, peppers, onions. About as simple as you can get. And kind of like a New York thing. I don't know if this is common in a lot of different areas, but certainly in the state of New York, it's a big thing. A lot of the Italians make sausage, peppers, and onions. So, anyhow, here we go. Sausage in the skillet. Got that skillet down on low. We'll go ahead and let that get some brown. Now, I'm sorry. Whoop, you lost me. I'm sorry if it's a little noisy in here right now, but I am running the generator because I need the electricity to charge my phone. Let's see if I can adjust this a little bit so you can see some of what I'm doing. There we go. So I'm gonna just dice an onion. So I just take the bottom off. Actually, I'm sorry, I take the top off. I split it in half. Peel. Oops, little bad spot there. Remove that. And now I'm ready to I'm diced. Now for sausage, peppers, and onions, we don't want a real fine dice. We just want it in big long pieces. So I just cut the onion, you know, backwards. Then I cut the bottom off, and now I got the piece that I want, the pieces that I want to go into the sausage, peppers, and onions. So, okay, the other half, we peel the other half. It also had a corresponding bad spot. My onions are getting a little old on the boat. I've not been cooking enough. So I thought I would do a little cooking episode. Why not live stream? Now where I am right now, I'm staged right at the top of the staircase. What I mean by that is I'm at the Waterford 5. I am just in front of the first one of the gates. They have these 2 drop gates before you get to the Waterford 5. I am right in front of the first of those 2 gates in a old lock area that is kind of in bad shape, but I'm here anyway. So let me just see where I'm missing the chat. Hey, Miss Shar first, Dave G second. Hey man, what's going on? Napoli Hooks. It's called pepperonata, what you're making. Okay. Lots of peppers and onions. Flight of Locks, and then the Hudson River. That's it. That's exactly right. Okay, I gotta stir this. I've got some bottle of booze floating around on my table here. I apologize for that, but I really don't have any place else to put them. I've run out of places, so gotta turn over the sausage so it doesn't burn. You know, the other thing I like about this is it's really a diet meal, because those Italian sausages are not very fattening. They're not very fattening at all. And what I'm having with them is green peppers and onions. So, you know, that's not very fattening either. So, I don't know. I consider sausage, peppers, and onions diet food, but some folks may disagree with that. You know me, I don't really care whether they disagree or not. This is what I'm having for dinner. I've not made myself a real meal in I don't know how long. I just figured I was due to cook something, eat some real food for a change. I did something today, I don't know what exactly, but when I was reaching to go get my my bumpers, my little rubber bumpers, I went to go pull them in to get them out of the water, and I wrenched my shoulder somehow, my left shoulder. I have been in extreme pain all day today. This evening, finally able to take some ibuprofen, and I plan on doing a extensive amount of self-medication this evening, utilizing the best painkiller there is, as far as I'm concerned, which is alcohol, because that's probably the only way I'm going to be able to sleep tonight, because my shoulder's really hurting me. But I got some ibuprofen on board. So there you go. There's peppers and there's onions. I have 2 peppers. I may do both of them since I'm doing all the sausage. I like lots of green pepper in my stuff. So what did I miss in the chat? Anything else? Eating lunch with you. Hey, Don, very good. Well, I don't do booze, never have, never will, but I will have a helping of that sausage, peppers, and onions. Looks delish. It's getting there. Awesome, glad I caught the live stream. Hey, Cuckoo Puffs, how you doing? Yeah, I just decided since I'm here and I'm cooking myself some dinner, why not do a little live stream? People wanted a little cooking stuff in there occasionally, so. I had to laugh. Mike C gave me all this booze. And he gave me a big bottle of Tommy Bahama's rum, but he changed it to Carl's Bahama. He wrote that on there, Carl's Bahama rum. White sand rum, product of Barbados. So I guess Tommy Bahama's not doing Tommy Bahama anymore? I don't know. If I understood that incorrectly, I apologize, but that's kind of the thought that I think that's what he said. So, all right, let's give this another stir. Gotta get you moved around the power cord. Oh yeah, this is looking good. It's time to add the onion. Now you don't add the onions and the peppers all at the same time because the onions take longer to cook. Well, there we go. There's the onions in there. Another thing you could add to this is some garlic. Put all that in the garbage. All right. Let's go ahead and cut up another pepper. We might as well put both of them in there. We've got one in here. We might as well finish it off. Because if not, it's just going to go bad. Just get a refrigerator. It's already been in there for too long. These peppers are just on the edge of going bad. They're all right now, but another day or so and it won't be good anymore. So here we go. Put the top up. Using my big fillet knife as a paring knife. Nothing wrong with that. Just cut them up into bite-sized pieces, you know. You know the size of your bite better than I do, so you just cut up the green pepper till you get them into, you know, what would be a normal bite size. Green peppers are sort of an interesting vegetable. You know, green peppers become red, and they also get yellow. They get different colors depending on how ripe they are. I think the different color is a function of how ripe it is as opposed to a variety change. I think the green peppers are all green peppers or green peppers, but when you get them red and you get them yellow, they're not necessarily ripe, or maybe when they're green and not necessarily ripe. I think the color tells you a lot about how ripe the fruit is, or vegetable in this case, vegetable. So a little bit of Heineken. Always goes well with sausage, peppers, and onions. All right, stir. Give those onions a little dance on the dance floor here. Oh man, that smells so good. It's the sausage and then perfect. Perfect, coming along, awesome. Where is my garlic powder? I think it's in behind here. Yep, garlic powder. We'll add a bunch of garlic powder into that, since I don't have minced garlic. Minced garlic would have been the ideal thing, but I don't have minced garlic, so we'll add a little garlic powder. All right, that's all ready to go. That can go in there. And the waiting, now we just sit there and we give those onions a stir here in a little bit, and then we'll add the green peppers, and we got to just cut the green peppers. I like them a little crispy still. I don't like them overdone. Some people like their vegetables soggy. I don't like soggy vegetables. So, boy, the wind was blowing a hoolie today. I got to tell you, it was tough boat handling today, especially when I got into the locks. 20 to 22 mile an hour winds all day today on the back of the boat. Just made it very, very difficult. The first lock I got to this morning, I was going to pull along the wall and hold on to the wall and wait for him to fill the chamber and open the lock for me. But there wasn't any place to grab anything on the wall. The wall didn't have the usual, little rings and stuff that I can hook onto or grab or something. There was nothing to tie to. There's a great big ballards if I was a big commercial ship and had, big 3-inch dock lines or something. But with my puny little lines and stuff on my puny little boat, there was nothing to tie to, just bare wall. Plus, the way the wind was blowing, it would have been smashing me up against the wall, and I've only got 2 little bumpers on the side, so I didn't think that was such a great idea. But so I tried to just hold the boat with the engine, putting it in reverse and backing up. At one point, I was almost full reverse, and I wasn't going backwards anywhere. The wind was, even at full reverse with my little 12 horsepower diesel, I was just treading water and not going forward or back, which was kind of scary, actually. One of the big problems that you have in the canal, and a lot of folks don't think about it because, you're accustomed to your boat handling, but when you're on a sailboat, like I am, and you're single-handing by yourself, and the only good working anchor is the one up on the bow, which is hard to get to because the mast is down, spread out, and the bunches along the way. What town am I in? That's a good question. I am in I want to say Carlisle, but that's not the right name. I'm in Crescent, Crescent. So sorry about that, guys. Are we back? I'm here. I didn't mean to lose anybody, but I had a phone call come in while I was in the middle of it. So, anyhow, can you all see and hear me okay? Hello? Crap. You still got me. Okay, yep. And there's the dog. She's here. Yeah, sorry about that. I had a phone call come in while I was in the middle of the live stream. Nothing important. Something from Marathon, Florida. So it either was it has to do with my real estate office, or it was my ex-wife. Either one of them I don't want to talk to. So they can leave a message. Leave it. Anyhow, so it was really windy coming in. That made handling very difficult today. And so it was a bit of a challenge all day today trying to deal with that. So, and then of course, right as before I got to the first lock, when I went to go flip out my cushions is when I hurt my shoulder. So that put me in a bad mood. Dog, what are you doing? Get up on your... What are you doing? All right, green peppers goes in. I don't know what the dog's doing. She's in my way though. She's underfoot. So there goes the green peppers. I don't know if you guys can see this, but well, I'll unplug you for a second, but I don't have much battery, so that's what the green peppers and onions looks like. I probably should have used more onion. Whoop, plug you back in, there we go. Yeah, definitely could have used more onion in this, but it is what it is. Now I don't have the usual rolls. I like to use like a medium weight roll or something with this for a bread to have in the bottom, and I don't have that. But what I do have is some Freehofer's hot dog rolls, which I don't believe have gone moldy yet. So I'm gonna have some Freehofer's hot dog rolls, which I'm going to put in the bottom. Traditionally, you always put a piece of bread or something underneath your sausage, pepper, and onion. So, weird little hot dog buns. Weird little hot dog buns. So I'll put some of those down. Anyhow, there we go. They're there mostly to suck up all of the olive oil and whatever juices came out of the Italian sausage. And was sweated out of the green peppers and was sweated out of the onions, because all of that's now what's in the bottom of the skillet. All that yumminess is down there. There we go, sausage, peppers, and onions. We'll give it a minute or two and it'll be done. I need a cocktail though, hold on a second. I need a cocktail. So, I got ice. Got plenty of ice. What am I gonna have? I'm gonna finish up this one bottle here of margarita mix. So we're going to take that. Let me do this so you guys can see. I'm going to make myself a margarita. So take the glass. There's this convenient line here in the middle of the glass. I use that as a basis for how much tequila I should put in. Then I can add the margarita mix on top of it. And yes, we killed off that bottle of margarita mix. There we go. Cheers, everybody. I warned you ahead of time. I'm going to be heavily self-medicating. Make my shoulder pain go away. so I can sleep this evening. All right. Oh, that looks and smells so wonderful. All right. Dog, get out of my seat. We got to give that a little bit of time to cook. What are you doing, dog? What is your problem? Go lay down. Go lay down. It's like she's weirded out about something inside the boat. Okay, so let me see. What time are we? We covered that. Hi, Lily. You're back. Yep. Looks like a lot of food, cocktails. Oh, I don't know if it's a lot of food, but yeah, it is a lot of food, William. It is. That's a lot of sausage, peppers, and onions. Thanks, Keith. Appreciate that. Lily's nostrils are flaring. She approves the aroma. I think that's what it is. She smells food cooking. And it's really taking its toll on my health. That's why you hear the generator hour would make a big difference. I would have electricity 24 hours a day. The refrigerator would run, and all would be good in the world. But you don't. So the boat and the boat from that. Margarita. Well, I think our sons are ready, so let me go ahead and plate some of that eating. Hungry. I'm doing. I gotta shut that electric switch off. I had too much stuff going still. Well, that might be one too many of those. As always, one of the sausages always makes its way to the floor. So you know who's going to get that one. Oh, there goes another one. Shut that off. You grab a fork. Yep, one of the sausages made its way to the floor. So of course Miss Lily just had to jump all over that. And now I guess I'm going to be, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I have enough power cord here to reach. Hopefully I do. Hopefully I do. Okay, anyhow. So once again, guys, I'm going to be rude and eat in front of you, but now I can respond to the chat. And if you have any questions about making sausage, peppers, and onions, or what's going on with my day and how things are on the boat or what have you, now would be a good time to ask. So, and by the way, yes, one of the pieces of sausage hit the floor and Miss Lily grabbed it. So your internet is shaky today. Huh. I don't know if my internet is shaky today because I had like 2 to 3 bars when I started the live stream, so it should be okay. I think the boat is shaky today. I'm getting a lot of boat movement where I'm sitting here. So, sausage, peppers, onions, guys. Hot. Oh, hot. Mmm. There's something about that. It's a little better now. Okay, William, good to know. Good to know. There's just something about sausage, peppers, and onions. The flavor combination of those 3 items just makes a world of difference. It really does. Peaceful Dawn, I didn't do anything to hurt my shoulder. I got up from where I sit. I came forward. I grabbed my boat hook, and I was trying to grab my my bumpers and flip them up onto deck. You know, I wanted to get the bumpers up off the side of the boat and get them up on the deck so I'm not dragging them in the water. That's all I was doing. It's the same thing I've done every day. It's the same thing I do 3 or 4 times a day. Every time I go in and out of a lock, I put the bumpers down, I go into the lock. When I leave the lock, I put the bumpers up. I've done it, I don't know how many times, but for some reason today, it really wrenched my left shoulder. I don't know why. And I mean, really, I heard something pop. I thought I was, to be honest with you guys, I thought I was having a heart attack. I had that much pain. My left chest, radiating down my left arm, up my neck, in the back of my neck. I had shooting pains. I was like, oh Christ, this is the big one. I'm having a heart attack here. Something's wrong. But it wasn't the heart. My heart's fine. It's muscular. It's like right here in the front of the chest. It's in the scapula in the back. For a moment, I thought maybe I re-broke my collarbone again, but my collarbone seems to be fine. And I have full range of motion. Like doing any of this kind of stuff, this doesn't hurt at all. Any movement inside my arm or my shoulder, there's no pain whatsoever. It's just like a pain right here. It's starting to go away, but I'll tell you, it really got me today. So. Oh boy, that looks good. Yes, this is the sausage that Mike brought me. Absolutely, Miss Shar. Back up a few. Okay. Can you raise the arm? Yeah, the arm move. I have no problem whatsoever in the arm. Full range of motion, and none of the motion hurts. It doesn't hurt to move the arm. So it's not the arm, it's not the shoulder joint. It's like right here in my chest and in the corresponding spot on my back in my scapula. So it's like where my collarbone's tying in, but underneath of it, it's like right up here. And it's like my heart doesn't bother me at all. I don't feel any problems in that regard. This is all skeletal and muscular kind of pain. So it's very odd. I'm really surprised by it. So try heat followed by cold. Maybe you should have a little heating pad with an ice wrap. I deal with these kinds of, yeah, well, Don, I don't have the ability of doing a heat, or I can do an ice wrap, but I do not have any way of generating heat for that. So stress shows up in weird ways, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. How's that foot? Oh, my foot's doing much better. Yeah, my foot's doing much better. Now, Miss Char, what my foot needed was for me to just to walk. I needed to get off my fat butt and get out of the boat and go for a long walk, and that's what I did the other day as I filmed with you guys, and that made my foot, improved my foot like, 90%. So, just got to remind myself to get out and walk more often. That's something I don't do a lot of when I'm sitting here on the boat, so I got to do it more often. Really good. Still very hot. Really good. Sausage, peppers, and onions. And, it's not a fattening food. There's nothing bad in it. I buy the organic peppers and onions, and I don't know where Don got this sausage. He bought it from a local store, but it seems like it's a really good sausage. The flavor out of the sausage is very nice. Very, very nice. So, and yeah, there you go, guys. Sausage, peppers, and onions cooked on a boat. Just because you're living on a boat doesn't mean you can't eat well. So, what am I doing and where am I at? Mama's 3 asked. Okay. I am staged at the top of the staircase for what's known as the Waterford 5. I'm in, I guess you could say I'm in Waterford, New York. That's the next town I'll be going into, area that I'm going through, and so I'm staged right at the top of the Waterford 5. Now the Waterford 5 is of the Erie Canal that you go through before you dump into the Hudson River. You cannot stay anywhere within the 5. Once you start into lock number 6, you have to do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You got to go through all of them before you can tie up any place. And there really is not a great place to tie up on the downhill side of them because it pretty much dumps you right into the Hudson River. So tonight's my last night on the Erie Canal. basically tonight's my last night on the Erie Canal. So I found this little spot where I was able to tie up. It used to be a lock here years ago, but they did all that all over again, did it all different now. And so I'm tied up on a wall. I've got this great big ugly old-fashioned barge tied up behind me. It's kind of blocking the wind for me. I'm kind of in the lee of it. Tied up to a wall that's really not made for boats my size. In fact, the wall is so high that if I look out the windows of my boat, all I see is concrete. The wall is much higher than my boat. Very difficult to get up onto land and tie up. It was today, and it'll be very difficult to untie in the morning. But that's kind of what I'm working on. I'm gonna sit here. In fact, I've been kind of contemplating spending more than a day here. I've got work to do to the boat to get ready to go to Castleton on Hudson, which is the yacht club I'm going to go to put the mast up. I still have to paint the spreaders. I have to work on wiring. So I'm kind of toying with the idea of working on that here. The only problem here, the wall is so high. Even if I were to pull the nose in so I could get access to the base below the grade of the wall, and so there's no good way to reach it here. So it's not going to work for me for that. But I was toying with the idea of doing that. So not really sure what I'm going to do now. What I probably should do is I should get up tomorrow and hit the 5. Now there's a notice to Mariner report that there's a issue with one of the locks being worked on in the mornings. You can only go through it in the afternoon. It only takes 2 hours to go through all the locks. So I have a phone call in to one of the lock operators to talk to him and see if I can get the skinny on what the schedule is. Because it may not make any sense for me to get up and leave here early if I'm just going to, have to wait when I get over to the lock. And the lock is like, less than a mile away. I'm pretty close to the beginning of the first lock, so lock 6. So I may have to just sort of hang out here for a while and wait, because they something about their schedule. The lock was only going to be running from like 3 to 7 p.m. or something. They're doing work on it in the morning, and and I don't know if that was just for one day or if that's an ongoing thing. So I'm trying to get a phone call to one of them to find out. And I'll try that call again as soon as this live stream is over. So that's what I'm doing, and that's where I'm at, Mama Sri. James Vicker says, Carl, it looks good, but the Tai Pan Chinese restaurant is down the street. Okay, I'm not aware of any restaurants around here, but I haven't looked for any. So wait until your first mate arrives and you can get exercise chasing her around the boat. You could have 2-person dance parties on deck. All of the sailing doodle stuff. Oh, yeah, well, maybe so, Don. But like I was saying, Don, initially, this isn't necessarily a romantic thing. It might be at some point. This is just, having a partner on board the boat to help out with stuff. So, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, good song. Yes, it was. Yep. Hey, Frank, what's up, man? Michael, what's going on, Michael? High of 71 today. Possible showers in Crescent, New York. Nice tomorrow. There's no facilities here, Miss Shar. There's nothing here at all. There's a grass field next to where I'm tied up so the dog can go over there and do her business. But that's all there is here. I think there's some picnic tables and charcoal grills that don't look like they've been used in a decade. The grass here hasn't been mowed. It's all high around here. I think this is just sort of like an old park been somewhat abandoned. So. Hey, Biker Coyote, what's going on? Who will be joining you, Papa? Miss Shar, I'm not saying yet. I'm keeping it a mystery. Is it free to dock here? Yes. No one has come over to me, and I really doubt anyone's going to come over to me and ask for money tonight. This is one of those places I can tie up for free. Probably the last spot I'm going to be able to tie up for free for a while. Sorry, I had to chew that one. Frank, the weather here has been windy today, really windy. 20 to 25 mile an hour winds all on the back. Made it extremely difficult getting through the locks I had to go through today. I think I went through 3 or 4 locks today. How many locks did I go through today? I went through locks 10, 9, 8, and 7. So I went through 4 locks today, and it was very difficult getting through those 4 locks. 2 reasons. One, the wind made the boat handling very difficult, and as I was entering the first lock, I really wrenched my shoulder. I don't know exactly how I did it, but I really wrenched my left shoulder, and I've been in extreme pain all day. So I've been pounding ibuprofen, and now that the boat's finally tied up, I'm going to a little bit better type of self-medication. And beers and margaritas. So, and I cooked myself up a nice plate of sausage, peppers, and onions, which I'm sitting here eating while I'm talking to you nice folks. I'm sorry, D Ford. I thought it was Frank that asked that. I guess I just seen the F, so it was D Ford that asked what the weather was like. Sorry about that. Will you plan to hit up Block Island in your summer excursions? Yes. Yes, Bishar. I will work my way out Long Island and probably hit up Block Island towards the very end. Were they big drops in the locks? One of them was. Yeah, one of them was 21 feet. The others were like 10, 11 feet each, but one of them was 21. Tomorrow, I will be in the Hudson River tomorrow. Today is my last night on the Erie Canal. My final evening on the Erie Canal. And that feels good to say. So, fine, sorry, Bishop. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. But, yeah, I really don't understand what I did to my shoulder, to be honest with you. I wasn't doing anything in particular. I was just flipping the bumpers back up onto the deck, and man, I just had this huge pain and popping sensation in my upper left chest, to the point where I thought it was a heart attack. I mean, I was like, shit, I'm having a heart attack here. What the hell is going on? But no, it's actually more muscular and skeletal than I mean, I don't feel like I had a heart attack. I don't feel like I've had a kind of blood pressure. I've been fine in that regard. It's just all been this like intensive skeletal muscular kind of thing that pops. So Peaceful Dawn says you might be on Block Island sometime this summer. Well, that would be cool. Hey, we weren't able to meet up here, but let's meet up on Block Island. I'm going to be there sometime this summer too. So that would be awesome, Don. Yeah, Block Island's sort of interesting. There's anchorage there. Now they have mooring balls, and they want you to use the mooring balls because, of course, you have to pay for using the mooring balls. But I'm going to try to anchor out there in Block Island, anchor outside the mooring field. Drake Paragon, there's a YouTube channel called Drake Paragon. Drake and Monique, they were at Block Island, and they anchored out, I think, successfully. So it might be worthwhile checking out if you're looking for another channel to watch. Drake Paragon's channel is kind of interesting. He's really way behind on schedule, though, so... Oh, Don, wouldn't that be nice? Yes, I do hope the first mate has some shoulder massage skills. I vacationed there a few weeks ago. Oh, that would be cool. Block Island, riding bikes around the island, swimming, nice beaches, really nice boat ride out there. Yes, it is a nice boat ride out there. Oh, Frank, I'm sorry to hear about your back and knee problems. I might pop the rib out. You know, Smoking, I was wondering that exact same thing. I was wondering if that exact rib out. So, I visit. What was that? I visited, and I could wind up in Block Island from there. So keep us posted when you might go to Block Island. Well, Don, you know I'm going to keep everybody posted where I am and what I'm doing. I'm thinking what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to, get down to New York City. My initial plan right now, what I'm thinking right now is, hey, Kim Binks, what's up? I circumnavigated Block Island on the bike. I'm going to get down to New York City. I'm going to go through Hellgate and into Long Island Sound. I'm going to work my way down the the west end of the North Shore of Long Island, and then cross over to Connecticut and work across the Connecticut for a while. Probably cross over to Block Island and then back over to Martha's Vineyard. I want to do the Cape Cod Canal, just to cut through the Cape Cod Canal into Cape Cod, and try to get up into Boston and that area, maybe get as far as Maine before I turn around and start heading south. So I'll probably be at Block Island twice. Day 420, Carl. Need some pain meds. He thinks alcohol is the answer. Well, it helps. It helps, Don. And yeah, Frank, that's exactly right. Some of the pain medications that you have today really just knock the crap out of you anyway. So, Chief has been. I am right at the top of the staircase of the Waterford 5. So I'm really in Waterford, New York, or right on the west side. Yes, the west side of Waterford, New York. And I'm about to go through the last 5 locks before I come into the Hudson River. Do you have a reservation to book slip in advance when you go to New York, or you can just show up? I will be making a reservation for a boat slip. I need to get a little closer so I have a better handle on what my schedule is going to be, Pat Mac. But yeah, I will call them up and try to book a specific time. Alcohol, medical marijuana may be the answer. There you go. Hey Frank, I'm dealing with arthritis. I find periodic injections is keeping me away from having some of those knee replacements, hip replacement surgeries. I don't know if you're dealing with that. Oh, wow. Need pain meds here. Hurt my back yesterday. Can't hardly move. Hey, Kim, I know what that's like. There's a shower there, and no, there's no shower here. No, there's no resources whatsoever where I am. It barely had a place for me to tie up. So it used to be a park before one of the locks, but it's not anymore. So it's not being maintained anymore. So it's just sort of an old park area that is just not being maintained along the canal anymore. But it's perfect for me to tie up to tonight. So, scooping up all the little brown bits that got down to the bottom of the skillet. Always the best, most tasteful pieces. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Hey, John and Dan, if you're on this chat, we plan our trip to Newport and coincide with seeing Carl on Block Island. That would be cool. Yes, it would be. Top. Those shots don't help you, huh? I don't know, Don. I mean, you talk about getting shots. What's the difference between taking a shot or taking a shot? Yeah. I don't know. I blew a disc years ago, and I took Tylenol. Lots and lots of Tylenol. Doctor said take Tylenol. It'll help ease the pain. So I took Tylenol. Well, a couple years ago, I get an MRI, and the doctor says, "Oh, you've been taking lots of Tylenol, haven't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "Well, you shouldn't do that because it's been killing my liver. Apparently, the Tylenol is not good for my liver. So now I have to take what's drugs. So I'm only fit and no longer allowed to take Tylenol, although that's what the doctor gave me." So I guess my question is, once again, what's the difference? Am I better off to have all of that Tylenol, or would I have been better off to kill him? Either way, it damages my liver. So I don't. I wonder about this sometimes. Really, what's the advantage of one versus the other? Maybe we're better off just self-medicating with a little alcohol. So try two different pain meds. Yeah, when you hurt your back, a lot of that stuff doesn't help. Some people get a lot of relief, and some people don't get good relief. Yeah, I've had shots like that before, Don. I had no relief from it at all. Cannabis tincture of oil works great. Probably would. Hey, Johnny Hag, how you doing, sir? I was just thinking about you today, Johnny. I was thinking of you as I was filling my fuel tank with diesel fuel. But I really appreciate you being here, man. And I certainly do appreciate the fact that you had bought fuel for me before. That was really cool. Every time I fill up my fuel tank now, I think of Johnny Hag. So that's why they call it medical practice. Yeah, that's right, William. Yes, Carl, that was what I was intimating. That was about 420. Said you might want to give it some thought. A lot of aches and pains. Yeah, I don't have a medical marijuana card. When I was up in Alaska, I had marijuana available to me. I mean, it was legal in Alaska. Here in New York, it's not. But I found out that the marijuana that they have today is not the marijuana that we had when I was a kid. It is a whole shitload stronger now than what it was. I had bought some marijuana up in Alaska, and I filled my little pipe and I smoked a bowl, and it made me throw up. I mean, it was just, I was blitzed. I was bleary-eyed blitzed. I'm glad I wasn't driving or anything when I did that, but back in the day when I was in high school and stuff, it was never a problem. I smoked a joint, no big deal, Man, the shit they have today, it knocked me on my ass. It really did. So the marijuana available today is much stronger than we used to have in the day. Maybe I should have stuck with a tincture or a food additive or something like that, but man, I smoked a halfway decent sized bowl, and I just put me over the top. So I actually, when I left my cabin up in Alaska, I left an ounce of marijuana up there. I just wasn't going to take it with me. So, not cooked, just eating now. Yeah, sorry, Tracy, you missed the cooking portion. You're very welcome, Carl. Thank you, Johnny Hag. I really appreciate it, ma'am. We don't need no stinking badges or licenses. There you go, Don. Well, that's why topical. Okay. Smoking weed with a high CBD content is more chill for me. Okay. And it's not legal in New York, but it's not criminalized for small amounts, so it's no big deal. Huh. Medical marijuana is legal in New York. Okay. Put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up. Gang of Captain. There you go. I miss the days of smoking a joint, crabbing a bowl of Fruit Loops, and a remote. There you go. Isn't that on the bumper, man? Yeah, license. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But when you're sailing down the Erie Canal as I am, you don't exactly have the contacts necessary to find such medications. Oh, wow. That sounds like a full menu, Don. High for days. Oh, man. Let's not do that. It's legal here in Florida, but it's so hard to get. To get a prescription, you have to pay the doctor between $100 and $200 every time you need a new prescription. Oh, wow. Just stopping in to say hey and smack the like button. Hey, Minute Man, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I just did a little cooking live stream today. I made some sausage, peppers, and onions. I'm sitting here now enjoying my dinner. First home cooked meal I've made for myself in over a week. I'm sure Mike C is going to watch this. Excellent sausage, Mike. No problem, man. For those of you guys that don't know, Minuteman has been a long-time subscriber back in the day when I was doing homesteading videos, so missed the cooking. Yeah, Kim, you'll have to watch this from the beginning. I've had beef brisket. Oh, brisket on the grill since 9:30, low and slow. Way to go, Johnny Hag. Need some liver and onion. No. No, Steve, no beef stew tonight. Just sausage, peppers, and onions, ma'am. Trying to keep it easy. Trying to keep it easy. And you and two others are the only ones I still watch from that crazy group. Yeah, that was a crazy group, wasn't it? Man, didn't it? Which is interesting because that was, just as I prophesized. I tried to tell him that thing it wasn't going to hold together, and it didn't. Hey, Diane. Yep, I've seen you on your homesteading site also. Yes, you did. You're not good for my bank account. Settle your debts with me. 2 places to go sail with me. Money from you nil. Okay, Dave. Dave XJS. I asked you if you wanted refunded, and you never contacted me. You never said anything else. I'm sorry if you got upset because I'm having a lady join me on the boat, but that's just the way it is. Just because you contributed to Sail with Grandpa does not give you a right to tell me how to operate my channel. It doesn't. So I will get you refunded, but right now I'm refunding somebody else. As soon as I'm done refunding him, then I'll get you on the list to get you refunded. It's not going to happen overnight, but you'll get paid off, Dave. Well, Johnny Hag, how much longer till it's done? Yeah, everyone wants to go with Johnny Hags now and get some of that brisket, so take a chick over a dude any day. There you go. They look better in swimsuits. Yeah, they certainly do. They certainly do. So, wow. I guess some explanation is required there, maybe to go in a bit more detail, but Dave XJS was one of the individuals that signed up for the Sail with Grandpa, and he paid for 2 people to go out on the boat with me and wants me to take people that are handicapped, which I agreed to. Well, you all know that kind of fell apart, and so I'm back together. But I am honoring those requests, and all those people that I've offered to come sail on the boat with me are going to come sail with me. Even the 2 handicapped people that Dave wants to come sailing. When I refund Dave, because now all of a sudden he wants a refund. When I refund Dave, I'm still going to take 2 people handicapped sailing, because it's just, I feel like that's the way I should do that. But Dave got very upset because of some changes to my channel. He got upset with the idea that I was going to have a lady join me on the boat. I don't get it. I don't know why. I don't know why it would be any of his business. And he got very upset with how I'm doing my channel and the way I'm doing things. And, he's just been on and on and on again, giving me a hard time. So I finally told Dave, I said, look, just because you donated to this Sale with Grandpa thing doesn't give you a right or position to tell me how to dictate what goes on with my channel. So I told him I'm going to refund him, and I will. But I'm refunding one guy right now. I'm making payments to him on a monthly basis. Obviously, I don't have a ton of money. As soon as I get done refunding him, then I'm going to start refunding Dave. I guess he'll be the next person in the line. But there's no reason, Dave, for you to come on my channel here and publicly attack me like that. I told you I would refund you, and you never responded. I asked you, actually, if you wanted a refund, and you never responded until now. And I can see, you know, obviously the kind of character since you decided to make that so public. So appreciate that, Dave. You will get refunded. I was the first to pay you, so pay me back first. Like I said, I already have somebody I'm refunding. As soon as I get done refunding him, I will start refunding you, Dave. Your boat, do it your way. Have fun, sheesh. There you go. Thanks, Tracy. Was there a timeline on these people coming on board? No, William, there was not. It was, you know, when I got, it was actually supposed to be last winter. I was going to buy the boat last year, and last winter when I got the boat, they were going to come on the boat with me last winter, but there wasn't any specific timeline. It was, you know, and I fully intend on when I get the boat down to the Bahamas this summer, then people can jump on board, and I've already told everybody else. I've been in contact with all the people that did the Sale with Grandpa. I made it very clear to every one of them. They're all welcome to come out and join me. I'm going to honor every one of those, but I'm also going to refund everybody 100%, but I'm still going to honor them to come down and spend a week on the boat with me. I guess for some reason, Dave just has an issue with it, so why didn't you just refund right away? Quality content, good question, because I didn't have any money. I mean, the money that they donated at the time, it was very clear that that money was being used for my travel expenses to get me down to the East Coast from Alaska. I was very clear on that. That's how the money was being used. They knew that, so that money was used for that. I did not find a boat that was going to be adequate, that was going to work for me. I could not sell my truck and buy a boat, which is what I was hoping to do. Until now, I have finally sold my truck and I bought a boat. I'm doing exactly what I said I was going to do. It's just taking me longer, and I'm having to go a different route because the boat I found was on Lake Erie. So now I cross Lake Erie. I'm now crossing the Erie Canal. I'm heading down the Hudson. This winter, I will be in the Bahamas. I will be in Florida, and people can come on board. It's about a 12-month delay. And frankly, nobody asked for a refund until just now. I mean, I've asked Dave numerous times if he wanted refunded, and today, this moment, right on here, you guys all saw it live, was the first time he requested a refund. So at Johnny Hag, let me take an off the grill 5:30 and rest for about 45 minutes. Oh, that sounds so good. Hey, Carolyn, what's up? And I was just asking, not attacking you. No, William, you're not who I was talking about. William, I'm sorry, you were not who I was talking about. That's not what I was saying. Maybe make some money with your videos on the towns you hit and get people paid back quick. Well, quality content, that's what we're doing. I thought you said a while back a few had requested refunds. Only one person had requested a refund. Not a few, just one. There were 5 people total. Only one guy wanted refund until now. Apparently now there's 2 people. And the one guy that wanted a refund, I made a payment arrangement with him, which I'm keeping. I'm making payments to him. As soon as I get done making those payments to him, then I'll start paying Dave. I mean, this is already a year old, so it's not like, you know, this is Dave's rent money all of a sudden. So, but yeah, not a few, only one. Not to be asked in a group, but how much money do you owe? Biker Coyote, all told for all 5 people that signed up with the Selling with Grandpa, $2,500, but I've already been making payments on some of that, so I'll get the rest of it paid off pretty soon. I know, just making sure others are like our Honda, so she doesn't block me. Oh, don't worry, man. No, William, I wasn't referring to you at all, so. How could two handicapped people be expected to crap in a bucket? Dave, I don't know how many times I need to explain this. Okay. I already have a guy willing to send to me, one of my viewers is sending me a complete toilet setup. I just haven't had the resources to buy the other components. I'm going to convert the boat over to a flush toilet. And you know what? Handicapped people poop in a bucket all the time. A lot of them do. A lot of them don't use a normal toilet. A lot of them use a little chair with a bucket in it. It's just the way a lot of them do it. So I'm sure we can work out the arrangements. You know, I don't. Whatever, Dave. You know, please, Dave. Let's do me a favor and let's deal with this privately. You've got my email. You've got my email address. You've got my phone number. Call me. Let's not make this public, okay? It doesn't need to be a protracted battle. And I mean, you're just trying to embarrass me at this point. So I don't know why you didn't respond to me earlier when I asked you to contact me, but. This is ridiculous, Dave. You know, as a matter of fact, Dave, I tell you what, I'm going to be done with it now. So, there you go. I'll talk to you privately, Dave. From now on, if you want to talk to me, you talk to me privately. I'm not going to let you get on here and stir up a bunch of stuff during a live stream. So, the more you bash Carl here, the less likely you'll get paid for doing this. No, William, absolutely not. Absolutely not. He's going to get paid no matter what he does. So. Are you sure this is yeah, that's the real Dave. Yep, exactly. Depending on their handicap, some of them use a chair with a bucket. So, it's not the right time, Carl. I have an issue with Carl. Email him, call him personally. Thank you, Weigold. Well, you saw how I dealt with it, so. Unless we all care about what you think, Dave. Well, that's true. And that's the thing, you know, at that point, when he starts being argumentative online like this and trying to embarrass me, I mean, it's just losing credibility. I don't understand it. He and I had this conversation, just to put a timeline on this, he and I had this conversation like a month ago, well, maybe not a month ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago anyway, when Brittany, when it was first suggested that Brittany join me on board, Dave wrote me a scathing letter about how could I have a girl on board the boat with me. Like, what do you mean, how can I have a girl? I'm on a boat by myself. Why can't I have a girl on the boat with me? Well, because I donated to Sailboat Grandpa's, you can't have a girl. Like, he doesn't have any right to dictate that. You can't tell me who I can and can't have on my boat. I mean, that's ridiculous. So, I don't know. But regardless of whatever Dave says or does, Dave will get refunded 100%. And I'm still going to take 2 handicapped people sailing. So it's just the way it is. That's why it's called a donation. 1 minute, man, that's true. Yep. Yeah, let the haters go. Thanks, Dave. So anyhow, back to salt, peppers, and onions, which is what this is all about. My dinner's getting cold. Drama on the high seas, yep. Right. Kenneth Thomas. Brittany is a lady that visited with me on the boat when I was in Sandusky, Ohio. She may be joining me for some of the sailing once I get down in the Caribbean, probably. Yep. Let's move on. William, we weren't talking about you, ma'am. We were not talking about you, William. Don't be upset. No one's saying that you're handicapped. Maybe 1K, that's a pretty good sum of money. Whoop, Frank. Okay, you didn't have to delete them, Frank. It was okay. Sorry about that. Quality content. Give me a screen cleaning. Oh, gosh. I was joking. Okay. Have a great time with the best of the good people. There you go, Dave. That's what we're going to do. Hope she does join you. No, actually, Kenneth, there's another lady that's talking about joining me right now. So, watching metal detection videos. Yeah, yeah. Dave does metal detecting. Well, drama this evening. Wow. Poorly handled, poorly done. Rude. My dinner's all cold now. And I'm wearing it well. Just got it all over my shirt. I gotta finish eating. It does feel good to eat a regular meal though. No crispy salties or any of that crap, so. Weigel, I made sausage, peppers, and onions. I made a skillet of Italian sausage with some peppers and onions. That's what's for dinner. So, yep, you missed it. Everyone on the face of the earth is a handicap. No one is perfect. I'll be the first to admit that. Yeah, and there was no definition offered. Just some folks that were handicapped. So, how do I put him back, Carl? You should be able to click on the 3 dots to the right of his name and put it back, I guess. I don't know. Your viewers follow you, and we have no right to judge you. Well, sure, they would be. I appreciate that, but believe me, I get judged on a daily basis. Yeah, Kim, I am going to do one at 7. In fact, I was going to end this one now so I can finish having my dinner here before it gets frozen. I actually have to put it back on the stove and warm it back up a little bit here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and finish my dinner. And then I'll do a live stream at 7. I just did this to do a little cooking one. I didn't think it was going to become all this blown out or dramatic as it turned out. So anyhow, guys, and we've already gone over an hour anyway. So I'm going to end this. We'll have more for you guys later at 7 o'clock. Be good, be careful, take good care of one another, and we'll see you guys then. Thanks, guys. Bye.